what's up guys, Will here for GSM Arena. Samsung's Galaxy A54 is their most popular mid-ranger to come out this year. But now they've released the Galaxy S23 FE, which seems to be an identical looking device, but offers some higher end features borrowed from the top flagships. So which of these is the better buy? Let's put these two Galaxies head to head and find out. The Galaxy A54 is the cream of the crop from Samsung's A-series mid-rangers, and the Galaxy S23 FE is their lowest tier S-series flagship. So in many ways they're actually quite similar. The design of the phones is the same. You have the same size and weight, a flat back made of Gorilla Glass 5, and separate camera rings. However, the frame of the S23 FE is made of aluminum, while the A54's is made of plastic. Also, the Galaxy A54 has IP67 protection against 1 meter of water submersion, versus IP68 and 1.5 meters on the S23 FE. Both phones are built around a 6.4-inch AMOLED display with a 1080p resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. They're effectively the same panels, with the rather thick bezels, but as well, accurate color calibration and support for HDR10+ video. They're both just as bright too, maxing out at nearly 1000 nits with the brightness boost in auto mode. And when it comes to refresh rate, you get the same behavior, 120Hz to smooth out your swiping and scrolling, which can dial down to 60Hz when idling to save some energy. With either phone, you get a pair of stereo speakers. The S23 FE's setup is louder though, and while both phones provide rich audio, we'd say the FE has the edge. You can hear for yourself with the provided link. Both phones have an optical under-display fingerprint reader for your biometric input. But the Galaxy A54 has microSD expandable storage, whereas the S23 FE doesn't. Coming from Samsung, both phones have the same software package, which at the moment is One UI 5.1 running over Android 13. There is a difference though. With the S23 FE, there's support for Samsung's DeX feature, which allows you to connect to an external screen and get a PC-like interface. If you want to learn more about One UI 5's specific features, you can check out our dedicated video. One of the biggest differences between these phones is the chipset. The Galaxy A54 uses a mid-range level Exynos 1380 chip. Meanwhile, the S23 FE brings flagship-grade silicon, but from last year. You get either a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 or an Exynos 2200, depending on the market. As you'd expect, the Galaxy A54's chipset performance is good, but it's no gaming powerhouse, and its numbers fall far short of those of the S23 FE. But the S23 FE isn't perfect for gaming either. It has poor thermal management and demonstrated heavy thermal throttling in our stress tests. Still, the FE would provide much better graphics performance than the A54. The A54 has a larger battery than the S23 FE, 5000 mAh versus 4500. Not surprisingly, the A54's battery life is better, with an active use score of 11 hours and 15 minutes, versus 9 hours and 45 minutes on the S23 FE. You get 25-watt charging on both phones, and the charging speed is the same. The Galaxy's charged from 0 to 56 or 58% in half an hour. Only the S23 FE supports wireless charging though, and reverse wireless charging too. When it comes to cameras, the Galaxy A54 has a 50-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5-megapixel macro cam. The S23 FE's rear cameras are about the same, but instead of a macro cam, there's an 8-megapixel 3x telephoto zoom. The main cameras on both phones offer pleasant photos, though there is a difference in favor of the Galaxy S23 FE, as its photos are slightly more detailed. The color rendering is different as well, but still often oversaturated. The same goes for the ultra-wide cameras. The Galaxy S23 FE has slightly more detailed images with less sharpening, but here the difference is even smaller than on the main cam. The zoomed photos are much better on the S23 FE with its 3x telephoto camera. It's a longer zoom than the digital 2x from the A54, and it has more detail. The Galaxy A54 is the only one with a macro camera though, and these 5-megapixel close-ups look quite nice. In low light, with the automatic night mode kicking in, the S23 FE's photos are again a tiny bit better, either from the main cam or the ultra-wide. They're slightly more detailed, less noisy, and with more realistic colors. If you're zooming at night, the S23 FE will rarely use its telephoto camera, instead cropping from the main cam. The resulting quality between the two phones is on par. The Galaxy S23 FE can record in 8K at 24 FPS from its main camera, but the A54 maxes out at 4K at 30 FPS. Surprisingly, the daylight videos from the Galaxy A54's main camera are more detailed and with more natural sharpening than those from the Galaxy S23 FE. Not a big difference, but still. The Galaxy A54's ultra-wide camera also offers slightly more detailed videos, even if a bit over-sharpened, and with lower noise levels. But for zoomed videos, the Galaxy S23 FE is of course better. The two phones have different selfie cameras, and those from the S23 FE are more detailed, while the A54s are a bit softer. The A54 does have a more realistic color rendition though. And here's a look at the 4K selfie videos taken with either phone. The Galaxy A54 and the Galaxy S23 FE are quite similar, yet with enough differences to make you wonder which one to get. On the one hand, the Galaxy A54 has better battery life, expandable storage, and a macro camera, and more importantly, it comes at a lower price. But the S23 FE has a bit more of a premium build, and louder speakers, DeX support, and a faster chipset, plus there's 3x zoom and better selfies. In the end, the S23 FE has its slight advantages, and its cameras are a bit better, but the Galaxy A54 is still very well rounded, and it's the one to get if you're looking for some savings and you don't mind a less powerful chipset. Thanks for watching guys, and see you on the next one.